Okay, so now this is a sky picture, right? So we're gonna edit the sky picture and make it look nice. You see that this is the brightest star in the sky at that time, so it came really nice. You see the environment, the clouds and stuff like that. So there is a difference between editing different pictures. I mean, if you see my last video, which I will share it with you, there is editing nature. Okay, I've also edited humans, right? So different kind of concept comes in when you edit different kind of stuff. Okay, I wanna in this photography, I wanna make sure that I give more importance to this light than anything else. Okay, so probably I will little bit blur this over so that I don't see this because it's not on focus. You clearly see it's not on focus. When I zoom in, you can see that you can go to molecular level, like for this up there, this one. So you can see the box, right?
Okay.
This is a pixel level details. Okay, in Photoshop. I mean, you can do it in any editing tool, but Photoshop gives you option of editing every bit by bit. Okay, so if you need it. So I need to just correct this one out because I see some duplicate formats over here. Okay, I want to correct this one out, and then basically focus on the light source. See that light source, and then I want to correct all these spots over here. I don't know why it came. Or I'm not sure if it's on my screen. No, it's not on my screen. It is on the picture, so it keeps moving, right? So I want to correct those things up. It's a very basic Photoshop thingy. So put it on auto first. Now auto is gonna give you a different idea about this picture. So it goes 40%, it doesn't go beyond 40% as I said you before. So but too much of exposure is something I don't want. Okay. The sun is rising, that's why there is this bottom part which is brighter than the top part. Do you understand? The sun is coming up, so that's the reason why it is like this. Okay. So let me increase and reduce the contrast and see what it does to my picture. So I like the increased contrast, but do not go beyond 80% in any case. I would say 60% is the minimum. Okay, let me keep it at 60 itself because 60 itself is too much of detail. Okay, the next is the highlights. So how much highlight I want towards this picture. So when you hold Alt, right, it will tell you the highlighted places. You see the highlighted places, only the star is the highlighted. So I want to make it more highlighted so that I'm not going beyond 80 here, so I'm just going to 80% because I want people to know this is my primary focus on the area. Okay, so that's something I want to do. And next is the whites in the picture. Whites. So highlights and whites, always think about that. Okay, so when you hold Alt button and when you just drag it, you see a negative image of it, right? So when you leave it, so you get the actual image of it. White means too much white means like I can't see anything, right? So too much black should not be the problem over here. So you can see that it's good. So I will keep it at 20%, and I will decrease the shadow. So your shadow is basically this area. Okay, if you decrease the shadow so much that it creates even more shadow appearance. Okay, if you increase the shadow, like this is increasing the shadow on the other side, and this is decreasing the shadow, so you can see that the shadow goes off, but actually you see dots. Okay, in picture if you go 100% you start seeing dots on the picture, so you have to be very careful moving your thingy. Okay, so now you see it looks natural when you go to 30% and all. Okay, so you see it's natural. Let me leave it like this. There's one more option for reducing the darkness, like just like brightness you have highlights and whites, right? The same thing goes for shadows and blacks. Okay, just like white we have blacks, so you can decrease the blacks or you can increase it.
Okay.
Which one you like it?
Come again, increase it or decrease it?
Alright.
Okay, no, I think decrease it, not that much, but
Yeah, so this gives you a nice cinematic view on the picture. It gives you a better idea about what is going on here. Okay, so clarity is basically to soften your picture, make it like a nice, the heavenly picture. You see that picture now? It's pretty heavenly, right? And on the other hand, you see this one?
No.
More clarity to this picture. It's like, oh, it's all like detailed. it's not detailed. It kills your picture actually when you start zooming in. You see that so much dots on the picture. You see the dots over here. Okay, so when I reduce it, you can see it decreases the dots. You see the dots are disappearing. It's more nicer, and on the end of it, it looks like a blurred picture, right? But it gives you a different effect. It completely depends on you, what kind of a person you are, to make changes like this or this. Okay, completely depends on your taste, your likings, your stuff. Okay, so basically that. So which one, left or right?
Left.
You want to go complete left?
Not completely. A bit like the clouds.
This way? It's fine?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So leave it to you.
Okay, but tell me, for this is because of nature. If this photo had some human being and I just want to blur the background.
That is nothing to do with this one.
Okay.
This blurs the entire picture, including their faces. Do you understand? That we need to do it inside the Photoshop. We are outside the Photoshop in something called Camera Raw 907. Okay, this is the XMP file which we're talking about. Okay, so the XMP file which we're creating, so basically it's for that. Yeah, so
for this you are creating XMP file. And for that?
For what?
For the human being which I want to blur the background?
For this Camera Raw, this tool is there, right? It creates XMP file because you're editing a raw file. Okay, so it creates, this one gets created with the XMP file with all the details you are modifying here. See, you're making this 45% minus 45, right? This entry will be in that XMP file.
Oh,
okay. But when the moment you open the image, okay, it opens inside the Photoshop. Okay, and then you start editing the picture. Now those changes will be saved in case you are saving the file. If you're not saving the file, it will never be saved. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you will get it. I'll make you understand. So just bear with me for a second. So here, vibrance. Vibrance is basically the amount of color you're gonna have. I'll reduce the vibrance to go for the grayscale. Okay, so you can have a mix of this vibrance so that it doesn't look like too much colory as well, and too much the whites will be highlighted. And saturation, on the other hand, basically saturates the picture with color, with a specific color, whichever is there. Okay, you can reduce or increase it to make it a nice picture. Which one do you want to go for? You want to go for black and white or color?
In the middle.
Middle. This is fine or?
No. A bit. Okay.
It's okay. So more focus on the
light.
Exactly. So this is the basic option. As you see, basic option. This is called white balance. Okay, very important stuff. This can be configured in your camera. Okay, if you don't like to configure in your camera, it's fine. You can configure it in here when you have a raw file. When you have a raw file. If you don't have a raw file, you cannot configure this. You understand? Because when you have a raw file, this window opens. If there is no raw file, this window never opens. Okay, when you open a JPEG file, this window never opens. Then you cannot configure the white balance. You can make it auto, you can make it daylight, you can make it cloudy, you can make it like tungsten, you can make it like flash, okay, or you can make it as short. Okay, and also you can tune this with a custom variable. Okay, let me leave it as ad short. It's good as it is. So let's go to the second one. This is the point and parametric curve. Okay, this curve works like this. You can touch anywhere. If it's a point, you can touch it anywhere. This is the 4 lines. Okay, so this place is black. This place is shadow. This is whites and highlights.
Okay.
So you touch here and then change it. You go down. You can see that it's highlighted. When you go up, you will see a different format. You see darkness. Okay. Likewise, you can change your lines anyhow you like. If you want to reset, there is a button for reset. Basically, over here. You can hold Alt and you get a reset button. But I think this resets everything. Yeah. Okay. So what you can do to avoid this problem is like first reset it again, like put it auto, change it a little bit, change it a little bit, change it a little bit. And decrease the vibrance. Something was there, right? Oh, okay, it's the color. It's almost that what we wanted earlier, isn't it? Okay. So once you're done with this, right? So you take a snapshot, like you take a new snapshot. Now what is a snapshot is like? If you reset it, right, you can go back to the snapshot which you've taken. So you will roll back in case if you reset it or if you don't want this particular thing. So if I just like go to point and change something, I'm not liking it. Okay, see that I'm just tuning and turning it different ways. It looks like something else. It's like aliens type. Right? Isn't it? See, it looks like, look at the star. Man, how did this star came to existence? So this is one snapshot I can create it for this one. So if I want to roll back to that one, I just click on this. I want to roll back to this one, I can click on this. So I have both the snapshots available. But I must tell you, this is something else. Okay. So this is one way of doing it. Okay, let me go back to the old snapshot and then configure a little bit on the parametric. Parametric gets you the option over here. So if you still have, as I said, you can go 40% here, right? 40 to 60% you can go over here. But still you're not getting light. You can go over here and then you can pull light on the upside. Okay, instead of whites you get lights. Okay. Instead of black you get darks.
Okay.
You can make it even brighter. See this? Even brighter, even highlighted. So you can do all these things. Or you can just do it the other way around. So highlights, lights, and darks. So you see only one light. So just see that the sparkling has gone in the star because we reduced highlights completely. Okay. Okay, so let's go to the detail picture. Detail gives you the sharpness and noise reduction. Sharpness comes with that lot of noises. Noises is, for example, is like one of my trainee who was in the studio class. We turned on this music and then start the photography. We normally turn on music and then do the photography so that it doesn't bore. So what happened? So he asked me a brilliant question that I can still forget it. So he asked me, "Sir, if you're gonna play the music and then do this thing, wouldn't it create noise in the picture?" That was like.
Does it create?
No.
Okay.
Noise in the sense, like when you increase a specific variable, like for example, you're increasing. Okay, this is bad thing to increase. If you increase a specific variable, right? For example, you're increasing the whites. You see the dots? Yeah, this is called noise. You can reduce the noise by increasing the luminance. You see that? Is it reduced? Yeah, it's gone. So you can reduce the noise coming over here. This is the noise actually. The noise is not created. I mean, you see, the music is different. A noise is different. Music is when you like something and you hear it. That's called music. Okay, but you don't like something and I mean water is tipping down. Is it a music or a noise? A noise because it's annoying you, right?
Yeah.
And this is annoying you?
This one?
Yeah,
it's
annoying me because the dots are gonna spoil the pictures. Okay, so you see that there are so many dots when they start zooming in, right? This is annoying. So I increase the luminance to make sure my annoying noise is gone. So you see that it looks soft picture. You see, it's a great picture actually. See it? Okay, I might need to decrease a bit of white in the picture but this looks a brilliant picture. So let me even save a snapshot out of it. Right? Do you see the difference here and here? This looks more nice. Okay? So these are the things which you can do in terms of sharpening. Editing, yeah. So here sharpening is basically to increase the noise level. Why do someone wants to increase the noise level? For example, if you're taking a picture where the face of the person is blurred. Now you cannot ask the person to come back and do another photo shoot just because you screwed up the picture, right? So what you do is like you focus on the face. Like there's a method to focus on the face, and then increasing the sharpness. So in that case, you can do this option.
So do you have like something like that photo?
Yeah, I have a lot of pictures. I've taken.
Teach me.
Yeah, sure thing. I will do that. So basically, this is what is happening in terms of the sharpening details. Alright. So you can put the radius of the sharpening, the details, the masking for it. So all these are like a little bit towards that sharpening details. This is for noise reduction. So more you sharpen, more the noise will form, and then you can reduce the noise using this.
Okay. So there's one question for nature editing and for a human. Instead of nature, you're editing a human. So you use the same thing or different?
No, same thing.
Same process, right?
Same process. We just go through 1, 2, 3, 4. It depends on how the human is in the picture. What is the percentage of human and the non-human entity? Like for example, the background and the human. Okay. So how big is the human from the background, or the background is huge than the human? Then you have to think about the background as well. Okay, like we discussed in the last picture, right? How she was saying, and I had to think more of the background than bit of her, because the background is much wider than her itself. Do you understand? So it changes from scenario to scenario, but the base is the same. Yeah.
Now how did you edit that greenery and all that?
I'll tell you that later.
Okay.
Okay, let me finish this.
Okay.
Okay. So this is basically HSL and grayscale setting, where HSL means hue, saturation, luminance, and grayscale. So grayscale is very simple. Just click on it, will convert to black and white, and then you can control the amount of reds, previously existing reds, oranges, and give more black or white to that component. Okay. But I am not liking black and white picture on this. But I usually like a black and white picture because it is quite nice. Okay. The next is the luminance, saturation, and hue. So you can select each one of those components. There are different colors in each component. If you notice, there are different colors here, right? So basically, what it does is like you have to choose which color you want to modify. For example, I choose this white color. Okay. So I go to something which has this white color as a background. I think this is more related to white. I think no, it's not. Let me check. So I think this is more related to white, right?
Yellow.
Yellowish.
No, that's all.
No. You see that this is more related to that. So only I'm able to change those variables. Like if I select blue, you will be able to understand. You see that?
Yeah.
Only the blue variable changes in this case. Okay. When I want to go select the darker blue, I go over here, select only the darker blue areas. You see that the darker blue areas only changes. This is also one of the method I can change this. See, this one changes more blue area. As this picture has more blue and red, if you go for human picture, there will be lips color and all those things, right? So they must have put lipstick or something. So in that case, you can come to that lipstick color over here and change the lipstick color to something else. Okay, directly only changing those colors rather than selecting anything else. So this was grayscale. HSL. Split toning is basically the amount of color in each highlights and shadows. So basically, if you want to modify the shadow colors, you can come over here and change it, but it's basically black and white. So nothing to do over there. So you can just select the saturation and the hue point for this. You make it even more nicer picture. Okay, so this is for that. And this is lens correction. Lens correction, I will tell you a different example for lens correction. What is a lens correction? Lens correction is basically, you cannot do lens correction with this one because this is on a zoomed picture. So what is lens correction is that lens correction is a method of lens correction is a method of correcting your lens in terms of chromatic aberrations. Okay, there is something called chromatic aberration, as in like when you take the lens in the default that is 1855 mm you have, and you want to take a picture of stuff with the 18 mm. Okay, so what will happen is like how the lens is like curved. Okay, the curvedness will come on the lens. Okay, I will show you another picture which has that curvedness. Okay, so this is like manual tuning of this curvedness. I will tell you that one also. Just give me 2 minutes. Okay, this is done.
Yeah.
Okay, so FX is like adding FX like post vignetting and the dehaze effect. Dehaze effect gets you to the God effect you see this one. This is either makes it like more sharpened picture or make it like a blurred picture. Which one you like? This one?
No.
This one?
But middle only. Not that. No. This side, left side. Okay.
Let's make it 0.
Oh yeah.
Just if you want to modify something, just go here and put the value over there so that it's not a big of headache. Okay, so you can put like -20. You can put it like 0 also. Okay, likewise you can configure it. Grains are making the picture more grainy. I cannot say the difference between grainy and sharpening. Both are almost the same. Okay, because you see that. When I increase it, it becomes moist. And decrease it, becomes less. Vignetting, you can. Have you seen normally what they do is like they stick the when you go for receptions or candid pictures, there'll be 10 people in the row, but only the focus will be on the 2 people. Except that everything else will be like round, right? This is called vignetting. You can make the vignetting more dark or bright. The surroundings. Okay. So if you make it dark, right? You see this. This looks actually nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? So just make it a little bit away, and then you can use the midpoint. You can freeze on the midpoint, and you can let it go by like only those corners will be like on the midpoint. So you can do. You see that? How I'm doing? It's like more midpoint focused. It's like medium midpoint focused. Okay. And also you can select the roundness. Right now it is in 0. You can make it like a square. You can make it like a shape. Okay, so you can see that changes, right? So basically you can make it anything you want it to be. And the feathers can be like less feathers or more feathers. This is no feathers.
No feathers.
And this is with feathers.
Okay.
I think this is nice. Isn't it? Isn't it looking good?
Yes.
And then with here, you have the more open here. I don't like this one. It should be like covered like this. So what you can do is like the midpoints, you can turn this way. Yeah, this is fun, I think. In post editing, we can blacken this also. Now I'll leave it like this, and I'll show you how to fill this gap in the post editing. Okay, so that's that, and this is the camera calibration, wherein you can choose. This is the color profile. It's down your camera also, but you don't want to do it in the camera. You want to do it here. Then you need to have the raw file for that. So you come over here and change this to landscape, or you can change it to standard or vivid. Okay, how you like it. Vivid always looks good because it gives you more color. Natural sometimes looks good as well. Okay, and then this is standard. Okay, so we will go for vivid.
Yeah.
It's nice. Okay, so here is RGB configuration. The majority of the picture or the picture itself forms with red, green and blue. That's how it works. So you can increase and decrease the amount of red in the picture. You can increase the greens. I think I'm happy with this, so I don't want to do anything to this. Okay. So I'm opening the image on this condition. So this is what the image looks like in when you open it in Photoshop. But it has so much details, as you can see. So I'm gonna do one thing. It's like I'm gonna get this blacked on. So first thing, I want to clean all these things, right?
What about the white dot?
Yeah, this is basically the lens flare, we call it. When any light, one single light source hits the lens directly, the lens comes through different layers, right? So it just flares off the light. So basically we need to edit this. So we have so many tools here, okay? For each of these tools there will be options over on the top. Okay, on the right side we have okay, on the right side we have the sampling panel for the color. We have primary color, foreground color and background color. You see the background is in behind, foreground is in front. And then you have the adjustment layout here, and you have libraries as well, like if you want to load some extra libraries into this one. But normally we don't use it, so adjustment is what we use. Okay, so here do not use the adjustment, because once you're done with that editing, the NER file editing, this is nothing in front of it. Okay, you want to edit this file even more, open the same file again. Okay, it will open in the same method. The snapshot will be stored, because all these snapshots are stored in the XMP file. Remember that? Yeah. So you have that file for storing the snapshot. So it's gonna load it up from that file. If you delete the XMP file, all things will be gone. Remember, all those snapshots, all those settings you have done for this picture will all be gone. So XMP file is major important file. As this is the dog will come inside now. Okay, so you have a selection tool here. Selection tool, move tool. So if you want to move any object from here to there, you use the move tool for that. That's the reason for having a move tool. This, on the other hand, is a selection box. Okay, so you can move this around, check it out. The next is like the lasso tool or a polygamy lasso tool. Lasso tool is for selection tool. It is for selecting a particular area. But this is very easy, but if you're good in drawing with the mouse and all, so you can use this lasso tool to make some objects for you or select some locations in that angle. Okay, so there are these are the other tools which is used to have. Magnetic is very good because it will track the object. See, you can see that. Just tracking it. I'm not doing anything. Right? It's tracking the object automatically. It gets like magnet. Okay, so here on the other hand is quick selection tool. So quick selection tool selects basically quickly. If you are selecting your picture on here, if I want to select only your face, I use the quick selection tool because it will select the location of the face, and then basically you can increase and decrease the size by this arrow, the closing and opening part over here, the curly brackets. So you can make it bigger, smaller, and all these are adjustable from here. Okay, you get it? So everything is adjustable. You can select, you can plus, minus means removing all the selected areas. Okay, so plus means adding selected area. Okay, so Control Z, always use it because it's part of the history panel. So you have the layer panel, channel panel, path panel, and history panel. Okay, layer panel, you can add multiple layers whenever you do modification. We normally don't want to screw up the first picture. Okay, so what we do is like the history cannot hold all the data. Okay, so for example you're using this tool quick selection for like 10-15 times, and then you're modifying some other tool for like 10-15 times. It can hold maximum 15 number of history variables. Now you want to go back, you go back to the primary picture however it was in the first time. So it is horrible. So what we do is like whatever changes you're making, you will make it over layer. So you like the change, keep it, or delete the layer. Okay, that's the use of the layer. So the layer, when I say layer, just compare the stuff with this kind of thing. Okay, you want to do some changes to this one, but if this is the master copy, when you do something on this one, then it's permanent, right? What you do is like you put a sheet on top of it, like a very glossy, so not glossy but transparent paper, and you do the changes on this one rather than doing it on this one. This is called layer.
So how you create the layer?
Just click on new. It's here in the control bar is there. So basically what you do is like, you can see it now. Okay, you can click on new, create a new group. This is create a new layer. So what it's gonna do, it's gonna create a new layer. So see the layer. Okay, so once a layer is created, then you can do stuff on top of it. Say for example all these things. If I wanna, this is like the cropping tool. So this is the multi-purpose cropping tool. So basically you can change it in different angles you want, and then crop the picture. So you just select it. Yes, see that? Okay, but normally you will be using this cropping tool called crop tool. So basically it gets you the resolution. So when you hold shift, right, it will make sure that it has been resolved. You see, you cannot go crazy. Say for example, if you're trying to go like this and all, it doesn't have a proper resolution. Okay, when you hold shift, right, you will not be able to go up. Okay, you can only go sideways, so that it maintains a resolution for your picture. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
So this is the crop tool. And this is like the eye drop tool. You want to capture a particular color, to use the eye drop tool, and then you can see that particular color is being loaded. So this is for identifying the different colors in the picture. Okay, and there are other tools also here, color sample and rule tool, node tool, and all those things. It's used for small purposes. This is the heal tool. This is the spot healing brush. This is very important, very useful tool it is. So spot healing brush will so normally see that I'm not able to make any changes on top of this layer. Okay, so I need to unlock this one. So I have to go to this layer and then I do changes now. Oh no, I'm not able to do it. So I just I'm not able to do any changes. I have to put on top of it. I just make this one. Still not able to do it. Oh, what did I do wrong? Let's convert to smart object. Okay, once you convert to, you kind of, wait, let me check. I think I'm missing something over here. Let me just, if you want to delete the layer, just put it here, drag and drop it in the recycle bin. Okay, so let me just create another layer. I think there's a problem with this one because normally works when you create a layer, so it works. There's a problem with the settings which I've done. So there are three options here: content aware, proximity match, and create texture. Proximity match gets you the nearest proximity, matching the proximity of that particular thing. So
the color and other things.
Yeah, whatever is nearby to it. Okay, there's something on the screen.
So you're erasing that dot?
Yeah, I'm erasing this dot. all the dots which came through lens flare. So all these dots, which makes it looks a little weird. But these are other things are like, these are not stars for sure, because it doesn't have a light source. Stars that has a light source. When you go zoom in, right, you will get no, it's not star. See, these are like flares. Okay, but these are stars. You see? Oh, probably they are stars as well. I don't know. I don't know. There were too many stars, but when you focus on an object, right, you only focus on that. It blurs all the things others. This is also star only. Okay, then just let me just clear it off so it looks good. Okay, so it is cleaning is done. Something on the screen. I need to clean it. Okay, so I'm planning to replace my monitor because we have a 4K monitor, but it got broke when we shifted. So I'm just planning to replace it, so hopefully it will be done this week or something. The next very interesting tool is coloring this one up. It's a major thing.
Black
so coloring the black one up. But at the same time, I don't want to, leave the details as well. So I want to color a little bit of blackness, not too much, like same color like what it is over here. So I choose a paint bucket tool. Paint bucket is basically to paint a specific area, so it's gonna completely color this one off. Just give me a second. Erasing. We say no. So basically, I mean seriously, it's very encouraging. It's like you teach people who don't know about things, right? I mean, when they know about it, there's no point of teaching them. So it basically samples from an area and then clones it on other area.
Acha, so okay, I got it.
You got it? So it looks like patching, right? So basically we can do a lot of things with clone stamping, crazy stuff with clone stamping. One of the few crazy stuff I have done with the clone stamping is in my crazy photography training pictures. I think so. Do I think so? I'm not sure if it's you. Okay, it's in one side. So in one of my training here. Oh, you want to participate in this?
When is it?
Paranormal photography.
I don't know. I'm just learning now photography, so
I mean, you don't need to know
the
anything.
basics.
You don't need to know much about paranormal photography. It's just like, the ghost will take picture of you.
No, I don't want. I'm deep into this thing and that paranormal and other things. So.
Okay, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But here, this is one of the things which we can do with the cloning stamp. You see that the swirl over here just created, some crazy stuff. You got it? So this is in our editing work. Even we created a swirl over here somewhere, but I think this is not the same picture. But you see that we changed the color of this particular thing. It was green in color, so we made it black. Okay, these are the crazy stuff we do on a daily. On this kind of training. And I have 3 more videos which I uploaded on YouTube. I will give access to you so that you will see what are other crazy things we did. Okay, so let me just do a demo of this one over here. So I make this one bigger. Okay, the bigger the better. Not exactly. So I was just like, see that? I take a bit of sample from here and then I just do it. No, it doesn't work.
So you're doing pura black down.
You can do it anyway if you have patience. Okay. So you can make it smaller also. Just take it from here.
Are you doing in with some angle or just like that?
I'm just showing you how it is done, that's it. I'm not doing it professionally as such, but I'm just showing you these are the uses of it, because I don't want to finish it off or something. You understand, right? I just want to show you the options which we have over here. Okay, what I want to do is like, I don't want this cut. Do you see this cut? I don't want to see that. So I can either cover it up with like black clouds, or I can use this kind of a brownish clouds to cover it up. But I think like black clouds are much good. So I have black cold for the last 2-3 days.
I saw here you have a tablet.
Oh, that's for my throat ache.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Found something out of this. So it should be like, you see that there's something happening there. You see that someone has edited this picture. That's what you think. So what I'm going to do is like, I'm going to do some kind of a tool over here. So these tools I didn't tell you, right? This is called Magic Eraser Tool. An eraser tool. You don't like something? Erase it. Okay. It will get you to the original picture. Okay. There is the history brush tool, where you don't like something, you can go back on the history. For example, so I don't want to like this. Okay, I want to go back to the previous one. So I use the history brush, and you can see that it goes back to my history, whatever I've been started to do. And there is this something called gradient tool and paint brush, basically just to paint a specific object or selected object or something. Okay, this is the blur tool, which is very important. Okay, in case of like we do mess up, we do a lot of mess up in Photoshop. To cover it up, we use the blur tool for it. You see that this is a mess up. Let's consider it's a mess up. It looks like a mountain, but let's consider it's a mess up. Okay. You can close your eyes actually, because you cannot see the difference when you're looking at that.
Okay.
You just close your eyes. Still doing it. It takes little bit time, because even the strength is 100%, right? It takes a little bit of time. Because it has to go with the background, right? So it takes a bit of time. Okay. Now have a look at it. So it was like this before, okay, and now it became like this. Do you see the difference?
Before, show me the before.
See the sharp mountains over there, right? Now after this, you see it's blurred off. So if you see, you will see more difference here. Okay, see that sharp stuff. Now it's like almost to the same. Okay, this is very useful tool, and you never know the meaning of this tool until you use it like for full. Okay, please always, whenever you're editing, my only advice is to you is like have someone with you, like not sitting with you, but someone going around. So you ask them, okay, is this fine? It looks like something weird. Okay, and they will be able to answer you from a different perspective, because you kind of see it and you never know the difference between good and bad, because you see it and you're convinced, oh, okay, it's good.
It is good.
It's just like you're seeing your face in your mirror and see like, oh, fine, I'm beautiful.
I'm beautiful. Exactly.
So it is something like that, because you're kind of used to seeing your face daily basis, and you feel like you're beautiful, even if you're not. I mean, not I'm in saying it, but it's something like it's the mind creates such a perception that we look good. I think I read it somewhere that some place where Oh, what is this? Okay, I read it someplace. So for these smaller things, I just use healing brush. But healing brush also does some mess up. Okay, so how do we cover up the mess up? Blur it. That's it. Oh. Sometimes when you blur it too much, you see the dots. So you start seeing the dots. That's not going really well, right? You see that? So it just messed up so much. Healing brush is the wrong idea. Let's go back to the blur tool. Okay, let me go back to the clone stamp. Let me reduce it. Okay, then take it from here and then just copy it. Take it from here again. Copy it nicely so that people don't get to know the difference. Just a little bit. This is how we edit it. You understand? This is the way of editing, way of covering up your mess. I think we did some mess over here at the time of doing this. But anyways, you'll get to learn while you start doing things. So we can take it like this and then follow it like this.
So you like nature photography or?
I like all sort of photography except product photography. I like everything else. Because I mean, they cannot expect us to arrange the products. Okay, we are photographers. We are expected to click pictures.
No, what about food photography?
Food photography is awesome. Food is amazing. I mean, the best thing about it is like you get to eat it after taking pictures of it. Yeah, so that's something I really like. It's not just about eating, but it's just about like
so you have done food photography also?
Yes, I have done a little bit of that, but it's quite interesting. It depends on the way you look at it. Now you see the beautiful picture here. It looks like mountains and the clouds on top of it, and then basically a stars shining right there with like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rays from it. All I can see is 3, 4, 5, 6 rays from it. All I can see is it's a beautiful picture. What do you say? Except this one here screwing up around. So let me just go to the clone sampling tool and basically make it black. That's it. This one also I'm not liking it. Make it black. Okay. It's a nice picture, isn't it?
It's a dog. I will come to know when I do that.
Anyways, fine. So this is how it is. So this is for editing a picture. First thing I will show you is a chromatic abbreviation. So I'm not saving the NEF file. That means like whatever I edited is all gone. Do you understand? But I want it to be gone.
Save it, right? You
no,
have done so much hard work
it.
and then.
Oh yeah, you didn't see it? Okay. So I did a save as a JPEG.
A JPEG, okay.
Okay, I exported it as a JPEG in my desktop, and then I saved it, and then it asked me if it's a quality. I gave maximum quality and give OK. So what is the first thing I'll do? I will upload it on the internet. So once I upload it on the internet, then obviously I can download it anytime I want, and I don't want to mess up my NEF file, because NEF file should be original the way I clicked it. Okay, so that it has all the data NEF files. I can get it back to this level anytime I want. Do you understand? So let me talk about chromatic abbreviation now. Okay, so let me open this file for you. I deleted it. Okay, I want to talk to you about the chromatic abbreviation. So I'll tell you. Patience. Star.NEF. You have your camera?
attempt.
Oh, which lens are you using?
I really don't know. I'll get you. It's a better thing. Because it is my brother's. I want to buy one.
Okay.
And even my mummy. But my friend was suggesting something else. So we messed up. I thought, let me learn first, then I'll buy it. For sure.
That's a good idea.
I have one. It's basic one.
This is fun. Do you have the charger?
Yeah.
It's charged and all, right?
Yes.
Let me take a picture of you.
Oh, I want that.
No, just for example. Okay. So I'll click this picture on 18mm. Okay. Just keep it with you.
Yep.
Just turn it off. So I've inserted the memory card. It's nothing embarrassing, right?
I don't like nice pictures should be there. I like to take pic.
Oh,
you know. Earrings.
Okay, it's a nice picture. You put it in a box, I think. Is it a box you brought or something? For the product photography?
No. What you saying?
This is you,
Yes.
right? Okay, now this is because of chromatic aberration and this is not a RAW file.
Okay.
Give me a camera again. You need to enable RAW file.
How do you do that?
So, go to your camera, unlock your lens, and then go here by pressing I. Okay, so it says normal L. Okay, so click on normal and then create RAW plus F. Okay, and then there's a reason why I come close to you. That is the reason.
Okay. To get.
Okay, so where is this? Get refreshed. Okay. What? Oh yeah, this is the raw file thing. No, it's a JPEG file. What? You didn't create the raw file? Damn you. Give this. Okay, raw. Only I'll take with raw file. Okay. Turn off the camera, put it aside, and then load the memory card, and then wait for it to pop up.
So why you take very near pic?
This is the raw file. I'll tell you. Moving the raw file to Photoshop. So you see that this is how.
Why?
This is not the way you look, right?
So why you take so much near?
No, it's not me. Don't blame me for
No,
this
but
mistake.
you like.
That's why people are not going near, right? Because of this problem. Okay, I'll tell you why. Go to Control. Go to Profiles. This is called automatic. Okay, remove chromatic aberration, enable profile correction. You see the difference?
Little bit.
Yeah. So basically, what this means is like your
Color.
picture has been like there is a you see that there is a vignetting here in this, at least in this one. When a moment I enable it, you see the brightness there. Basically, it removes the vignetting. It removes the the turnness in that one. Okay, see that this is called distortion. You see that this is how you normally look like. Normally you look like this. Okay, but when the distortion happens, it shows you a picture like this one. But it makes the middle object more big and the surroundings more background. So it makes it like how the lens would look like. The lens will look like this, right? So it makes you like this, and other objects going back, because that's how the 18mm is. Okay, that's why we never shoot it so close and never on 18mm.
Then what on what mm?
You just take anything beyond 18mm, like get it to 24, 20mm, and then take a picture. You will see the difference. See, I'm still closer to you. With 24mm, you can see the difference in that picture and this picture. Yeah. So this is the distortion feature, and let me just open you that file which I've opened earlier. Okay, so let me go for processing. Let me go to this one. This one. Yeah, I'll just tell you. Okay, I'm going to the already pre-edited picture. So the settings and all is there, right? Because it's already I created it. Open image. So I'm gonna edit this lady's picture with a nice background. So what I did was, like, I took the background from here and then replaced it. So you use clone stamping for that.
First it was not there, now we are doing it with that stamping. Okay.
You can create more relevance to the subject when you are, like, when you have so much time and you want to do it. You can create so much relevance to the subject. You see that the subject is not so relevant to the background, right? For example, you see this one. It's all repeating pattern. You see the pattern repeating. So basically you can ignore it and do some innovations in that and then do this.
How do you do that?
You need patience. You just have to make a reference. So you take the reference from here, from some point, like, you take the reference from the stem. Okay, you just put the stem everywhere so that it looks like a big tree, rather than cutting off and repeating its pattern again. You just continue with the one single thing. You see that it's kind of repeating. So how? Because I don't have patience. I just click on it and then do like this, right? So you can have patience, and you can take the stem part again, and then keep it like that. You can keep it focused on a single layer rather than floating and dragging with you. Okay. So this way you can basically make the thing appear more nice and clean. So you need more patience for this. Unlike what I have.
Me too.
Okay, and you can also create multiple eyes. Yeah, you can do crazy stuff with this Photoshop thingy. So I've dragged this trees from here, right? Let me drag this stuff from here. So I'm just going to drag this stuff. As you can see, I really don't have patience. So it's basically like I'm filling it up in a very faster manner. So think about when you do it slow and steady, how you can make this one up. So you can cover all this. So it looks like something. So if you want to remove all these things, you can also do that by just, using the clone stamping. So, see that? So she's clean now. Now go to our face. So I want the face to be brighter than the background, because the background is a little brighter than this, right? So use how to put it back inside. So I select her. I ignore the background. I select her, only her, nothing else. See that I'm removing all these.
How did you select that?
So I hold Alt for minus. You see that it changes. Now it says plus, right? And I hold Alt, it changes to
minus.
Okay. So basically, I select her. It's a quick selection tool.
Quick selection, okay.
Yeah. So then I select her, and then I go to this brightness settings over here, and then I increase the brightness of her. Okay. So she is more brighter than the background itself. Okay. So you can even go to advanced options like, I've selected her, right? So what I can do is I can right click and then I select inverse, which means I'm selecting everything than her and decreasing the brightness.
Okay.
Oh, you got it? So you can do it either ways. Like you can increase her brightness to match the background, or decrease the brightness of the background itself so that it matches the darkness of her. Okay, likewise. Clear?
Yeah, how did you do? Again, you do that?
Okay. First select the quick selection. And then just drag her completely. Okay. So something like she's bigger than the background, so you can increase the size of the selection tool. So the radius of the selection will also be more, so you don't have to go and drag everywhere. So you can select her here, and then minus the selections on the wherever it touches the background.
Okay.
Okay.
And then you reverse it.
And then I right click this and reverse, select inverse. As I've already decreased the brightness of that one, so I'm increasing the brightness of her little bit, not too much, or else she'll be separated from the background. Okay. See that? That's perfect. Okay. Any questions on this? Are you clear?
Yeah.
So do some practice on this Adobe Photoshop. And then let's see Adobe Lightroom.
So Adobe Photoshop is different, Adobe Lightroom is different.
Yep, Adobe Lightroom is for bulk editing. Like you have hundreds of pictures and you want to modify one picture and then copy it to all the others, then you use the Lightroom. Do you get it? So see the magic I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna load all this girl's JPEG file. I'm gonna edit it in one shot. Okay, let's see. Just go to the drive, raw folder. Go to the selected JPEG images. Okay, these are original JPEG images. Drag and drop. You got import. It's two options, import and what is the opposite of import?
Export.
Exactly. So import and export. So once you've selected the pictures, once you've modified the pictures, once you're done with that picture, then you click on export.
Okay, after editing, you have to just export it.
Exactly.
Good.
Okay, so I would want to classify pictures into different types. Now you see outdoor pictures are much brighter than the indoor pictures itself. Now I cannot edit the outdoor pictures as I edit the indoor picture because both have different genres. Indoor picture also has different genres within itself, where it is having brighter pictures and darker pictures. So I want to go for 3 different classifications. Just a second, I'll come back. Okay, so I'm gonna classify this first. I'm gonna select all these pictures, okay, first of all, okay, and then what I'm gonna do is like cropping and all those things you can do in the development method. So I don't like this picture, so I select this picture. In the selected picture itself, we can select another picture. Do you see the difference between this picture and this picture? It's white and this is gray. The black colors are not selected at all. We're not talking about them at all. So I'm just selecting this one, okay, and I'm going to this develop mode. What I can do in develop mode is little bit crop it, like more adjusting the exposure. The same thing what we did in Photoshop. Remember?
Gray color.
Exactly.
Saturation.
Till you find the color calibration, which is
shadow white,
vivid and other stuff, right? As this is not a raw file, it's not giving you that option. Okay, but you can make the vivid selections over here itself, in this thing itself. So you can go for auto and see that auto shot is good or not. Okay, see this is a little blurred in this case, but that's fine because we are cropping it more, right? So that's the reason why she is blurred. If you have a raw file, it will be much nicer, but we don't have it as of now. So I'm okay with this picture. So I've just cropped out to perfection, and then little bit of adjusting the it's already in auto mode. Little bit of adjusting her colors and vibration stuff. Okay, so let me increase the contrast a little bit so that it looks good. And then highlights and shadows, and then clarity, little like 19, vibrance, a little bit more. See that awesomeness in the picture is coming alive. Okay, saturation little bit, not too much. Okay, and then some tone curves. I mean, I don't want to modify much over here. Sharpening, let us make it a little sharper, and then let us reduce the noise also. Okay, let me go back to the library. Okay, so when I come back to the library, you see that the image has changed.
Yes.
Right? So now what I'm going to do is like I'm going to sync this setting with the other pictures. So I'm going to click on sync. I'm going to sync all the settings.
Okay.
Okay, and then click on synchronize.
Okay.
Easy, right?
Very much.
Okay, so basically this is what we do. So you select a picture, you understand the composition, basically edit them accordingly. Okay, so all these pictures are done. Okay. Okay, so let's go to the studio shoot. In the studio shoot, let's select first the dull pictures. These are really dull pictures. Okay, these are really dull pictures. These are okay pictures. So let me deselect it. Dull picture, dull picture, dull picture, dull picture, dull picture. Yeah, okay, mark it dull. This is not dull. She's highlighted. Okay, so we have taken all the dull pictures. We will take one sample of this dull picture and go to development mode. In the development mode, I am just adjusting auto mode first, selecting what auto configuration looks like. Okay, and then highlights and shadows, basically clarity, little but not too much. Vibrance a lot, saturation a bit. So you see the skin tone becomes lively now, right? So sharpening a bit and noise reduction a little bit more. Okay, so this is all done. I'm okay with this. So let me go back to the library and synchronize the settings with all the other people. You saw the difference? How it is changing?
Yeah.
Yeah? Perfect. Now let's go to the medium to dark pictures. Okay, these are medium to dark according to me. I think this one also. Okay, I've gone to this. I'll take one picture as an example and then go to develop mode. Here I modified auto mode, decrease a little bit of this, increase highlights, let it be this way, little bit highlighted, clarity, vibrance, and then saturation. Okay, after this go to the sharpening, sharpens a little bit, reduce a lot the noise. Okay, and then the temperature you can make it a little bluish because it's a studio shoot and really hot. Okay, you see that combination, bluish hot. Okay, so let's go to library, synchronize the settings, synchronize. Woohoo, it's done. So you have some picture with a blue background, some with white background, so it's kind of, you know, a lot of differences here. Okay, so finally click select all, export. So here same folder as the original picture, so wherever it is created it will create an export final, and then one, I think it's already there, the folder. Okay, so I'm just creating one. Okay, this we don't resize the picture because when it's taken in portrait mode and then landscape mode, you give a resolution and then it doesn't match it, so it becomes a problem for you. Okay, so we don't do that. What we do is like we decrease the size of the JPEG file, I mean the quality of the JPEG file, or increase it to the maximum. Okay, metadata means all the camera information, location information will be there. You can remove location information if you want, and this is like the signature, the sign which you want to create. So you can also create your own signature, like, you know, every photographer needs to have their own signature. So I've created a video for it. You can just go through that, how to create your own signature. Okay. With a name. With your name. Okay. So see my signature. So click on export. It's exporting. So let me go to that folder. First file is getting created.
So what is your signature?
Wash it.
Pardon?
Wash it.
Watch it. Okay.
I've created with two different colors. So one is red and the one is brown. So I've given a dark color and a light color and a dark color, so that at least one will be highlighted. So here both are highlighted. I've put optimacy on the picture so that these are some of the paid images. So I cannot put a complete logo on that. So I put like that. So all these pictures are being exported right now. She is supposed to get only 20 pictures, but I'm giving her all the pictures, whichever is good. So a little bit of editing you need to do to get to the right composition. So you see that this picture is nice because of the background. See the background.
So either you can put your signature on the top or the bottom.
Anywhere you want. It's up to you. Okay. So see this picture, it's really nice. It gets a cut over here, like the painting on the wall fading. Right? It's our cropped picture. We cropped it ourselves. Okay? Perfect? Understanding?
Yeah.
This is how you have to do things in your way. Easy?
No.
It's easy.
You
just need to practice. That's it. You just need to get your mind to a level where it thinks it's easy because you have done it many times, and it's not going to be a big of a deal. First, you need to take good pictures, and then only you can come to editing. Okay, so good pictures are mandatory. At least some clarity should be there. See, all these pictures I need to go and edit it in the face and all those things, which I will do later. But as of now, this is fine pictures, isn't it? These are fine to give it to them. Okay, but yeah, of course, a little bit of facial, treatment is required.
So what in indoor, if you are taking in a studio, you need to have a lights, right?
Have a light?
Light.
Light, yes, we do.
Mandatory. But
light,
in this it is not there, right? You have
excuse
not
me.
used your light, you have used.
What is this?
Acha.
So we have two lights actually. One is covering from this angle on our face, another one gives her some little bit of background light. You saw that picture with the background light, right? See this picture. No, see this light on the background. You see that? You see it here different than this difference, right?
Yeah.
Because this is a light falling on the wall, and this is falling on our face. Same thing. Wall. Okay. Clear?
If you want to blur the background,
so you can do that with Photoshop. Good question. Wait, hold on. Let me open one of the pictures.
like the green one.
This one?
Yeah. But it's already nice.
I can use this one.
Hmm.